Well, hello everyone. This is Joe Drums coming to you. I hope everybody out there is doing great. Again, I'm doing awesome. Christmas is almost here. Next couple weeks. I got a lot of great comments and feedback on the last video I did about practicing, and I thought I just might add a little bit of Christmas to this video, and yet still talk about some other practice things that you can do. So one of the things I wanted to talk about today was this little object right here. It's called the Maschine, and it's put out by Native Instruments. And I've got another drum machine made by Roland, and that pretty much is all preset. This actually coincides with the computer, with my Mac. And what I'm able to do with it, I'm going to show you some demonstrations of what this can do. It's really a definite pro type of tool that you would use in a studio. A lot of the big rap artists, and as well as other rock artists too, use this thing because it's so versatile with acoustic and electric sounds. So I thought we would talk about this today, and briefly, if you guys are interested in something like this for your Christmas gift, you can ask your wives, your girlfriends, your parents. This thing runs about 500. They do make a smaller one, which is about 300, which is not too bad, and it does basically all this does, except it has two displays on it, where the smaller one, I think it only has one, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, let's take a look at this and check it out. Okay, so and as you can see here, the machine is set up pretty much, with these pads that you can hit and manipulate. They work, with lights, so you can see which one you're using at the time. So these buttons right here, scene, pattern, pad mode, navigate, duplicate, select, solo, mute, are different functions that this will use. I'm not going to get into all of this today because there's a lot to cover. Maybe I'll do a little bit more in-depth one down the road. But right now over here, as you can see, you have groups A through H. So you can have different patterns or different fills or pretty much anything you want to do, and call up each one of these as a different group. So that's kind of handy. Right down here, it's kind of like the controls. You have your play, record, erase, shift for doing, like if you want to start a groove with the metronome, you can have a metronome click in this. This has a built-in metronome. You can have it count in. You can go step-by-step recording instead of just actually playing it. What I like to do is and I'll show you this, is I like to let it start recording and then add my pads as I want to, and I'm playing them in real time. Then once I'm done with the actual recording of it, then I go to this button right here where it says, as you can see, it says 5 quantize. And I can either go 100% quantize, or I can go 50%, which gives you just a little bit of leeway to make it to feel more human. So that's kind of what I do with those two buttons there. Pretty much, let's get started with this, and I'll show you what it looks like on the computer. Okay, so as you can see right here, I have kits, loops, multi-effects. We're just going to play with the kits today. I'm going to start off with the acoustic kits, and as you can see here, I have Abbey Road, which is kind of like a 60s, Ringo type of drum set. There's also an Abbey Road 70s kind of kit. Different things like Central Stage, Downbeat, and they all have an acoustic sound to them, so they really, really sound good. They're all mixed and EQ'd, so when you record this pattern, whatever it might be, it's going to sound like a regular drum kit. So let's go to something like, let's go to an open direct kit in the 70s. So we're going to pull that up, and as you can see over here, it's going to load all that up into this temporarily. And again, this is mainly a controller. It's not the drum machine itself, but it's a controller. And a lot of the sounds that you're going to hear are coming right from the computer. But I'm being controlled with this box right here through the computer. So as you can see on the screen right now, I have a drum beat up there. I'll go ahead and play it. This is just a demo version of their the kit's actual demo. So here's what it sounds like. First of all, it's kind of a cool beat. I'm going to actually slow it down a little bit more. Now, as you can see over here on beat 1, this is what's being played. Let me shrink it a little bit so you can see the whole pattern. And I'll switch it to beat 2 in just a second here. And then you notice I went back to pattern 1 again. Alright, so let's start off with a brand new fresh pattern. We'll stop this. And let me go to another open one. And each one is, as you can see, I have 1, 2, I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way through 16. I think you can even go more than that, possibly, but in this case, we'll just stay with 16. But I'm on pattern 3 right now. And I'm going to set up a metronome. So I'm going to go to my pad here, hit Shift and Metronome. And now when I hit record and play, you'll hear the 98 beats a minute because I have that up there on the screen, 98. And we'll kind of lay down a bass drum groove. Alright, and as you can kind of see, the bass drum's not really lined up with the metronome precisely, but I'm going to make that change right now. I'm going to hold down the Shift button and hit Quantize, and this will move everything right up to the bar, so everything's perfectly in time. Alright, now I'm going to add the snare, which we'll do like a 2 and 4. And again, I'll even it up. So everything's lined up again now. We'll add the hi-hat. Alright, and then we'll line that hi-hat up. So there's my groove. Now if I want to get it out of record mode, I can actually practice too. I'm going to shut record off. So now I can add whatever I want, but it's not going to record. So let's say, what do I got here, the next line here. I'll pause it for a second. So I have another kind of a bass drum, hand claps, kind of like a shaker, another type of hi-hat close with the foot, tambourine, floor tom, another floor tom, tom. So there's the 3 toms, high, mid, low, cowbell, another kind of a neat snare sound with a little bit more of ring to it. Ride cymbal bell and a crash. Alright, so let's try something here. Let's see. Let's add some tambourine to it. And we'll line that up. And then I'm going to add a neat little snare drum with the reverb there and the kind of the ring to the snare drum sound. We'll add that onto a few snares. Add a ride cymbal bell. Okay, so now that we have an acoustic set laid down, let's try it with a analog kit. As you can see, there's different types of kits here. I have analog kit, artistic, digital, percussion kit, produce kit, special kit, urban, vinyl kit, and of course I just got done with acoustic. So let's switch it over to analog, and as you can see, I have many different analog kits. I'm going to go to kind of like a Phil Collins type of drum set, and we'll use that kind of drum machine sound, the CR78 kit. So let's go ahead and select that, and it'll load up some patterns for us. As you can see right here, down below is all the different types of patterns. There's actually 4 patterns. We're looking at pattern 1 right now, what it looks like laid out. And we have different types of sounds. We have the kick, snare, close hi-hat, open hi-hat, cowbell, click, and so on. Above here, I didn't explain what this was when I was talking with the acoustic kits, but basically this is like putting your beats into a song. So you have different scenes for different parts of the song. So maybe scene 1 might be the intro. Scene 2, and you can rename these too. They have scene, but you can rename them, intro 1, chorus, verse, whatever you want. And each pattern can be set up and put into this song maker kind of above here. But what we're going to do is kind of take a listen to this demonstration of the CR78 kit, and again you'll hear a very similar Phil Collins type of drum machine sound. So that's pattern 1. I'll switch to pattern 2. And even though I'm switching the patterns around, the beat still stays in time. Last pattern. And go back to our main pattern. Alright, so let's stop that and let's kind of make our own beat up. I'll switch it to track 5. Oh, I said track 5. I'm used to recording. Pattern 5 is what I mean to say. And as you can see, it's a very clean pattern. There's nothing going on yet. And so let's hit record, play. You'll hear our metronome go. I'll lay down a bass drum again. Before we do, though, I think it's a good point to bring this up here. The step 1/32T. Basically, that's 32 or 30-second notes going on in the form of a triplet. That could be very tedious if you're trying to nail something doing 8 notes or 16. So we want to quantize this stuff pretty much as close as we can to, like, say, 16th notes. So let's do that. You can see that the openings of the bars got a little bit wider because of 16th notes. There's 16 16th notes in each one of these 4 quadrants. Okay? So you count 1 eanda, 2 eanda, 3 eanda, 4 eanda. And you get 4 variations of that. So let's take a look at the bass drum. I'll add the bass in right now. Okay, and I added the bass and snare. I'm going to quantize those right to the bar. Add our hi-hat. We'll quantize that again. So the cymbals, now the hi-hats are actually in time. Alright, I'm going to take it off of record mode. It's just playing now. I can again practice some of these patterns that I want to add to it without actually recording. We'll add that. Shut off the record. Again, I can quantize one more time. You can see everything shifted to the nearest bar. I'll add one more sound effect. Alright, so as you can see, it's very easy to lay down any kind of a pattern. If I wanted to delete things, I can actually go in here, highlight certain notes, hit the delete key, and again they'll disappear just like that. I can play it back. Here's what it'll sound like now. So I hope this has been an informative video on the Maschine by Native Instruments. Again, I really enjoy using this for my projects that I use when I'm recording. Of course, because I play acoustic drums, I don't use a lot of drum machine recordings, but it gives me a chance to kind of either rehearse some drum patterns before I actually play on the drums, or I might have a project where somebody wants me to use a drum machine and I have that option as well. So hopefully, again, if you guys have any questions about this, like I said, this machine was $4.99. The smaller one is $2.99. You can check it out at your local music store. They should have one set up for you with their computer so you can try it out for yourself. And again, but like I said, if you guys have any questions about this, feel free to contact me. And until then, you guys take care, keep rocking, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.